everybody, to this week's edition of the Campus Coaches Corner. Today, I'm joined by head football coach Travis Burkett. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me, Spence.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things going on, huh? It seems a little confusing. Last night, I saw that the game was postponed on Saturday. What's all that about?
Yeah, so that's a technical, bureaucratic, thing they're putting on there. They forfeited, and it'll just become official. And I mean, they don't want to forfeit; they want to play, but they've got X amount of guys in COVID quarantine and X amount of injuries, and coach felt like they were unable to play, and unfortunately, so there's no way for us to make up the game. Because we're already making up the Shasta game on November 20th, which we've confirmed we're going back up there, or not back up there. We were 8 hours away from going up there last time, and unfortunately, the fawn fire in Reading broke out the night before we were to travel up to Shasta. So we were going to, not many people know this, but we were, Shasta just quite frankly couldn't get to their campus. They were evacuated. The fire was that close. Because we were trying to pivot that weekend to meeting them halfway on Saturday. It just couldn't happen. So the Shasta game will get played on November 20th at Shasta, up there that Saturday at either 1 noon or 11. And then we'll, be awaiting our playoff seeding after that. So the West Hills game will officially, whatever, I'm not the algorithm, BCS supercomputer guy, but it'll be a forfeit by them to us, I think, officially on Monday the 15th, as the regular seasons conclude, so that's where we're at.
Okay. So it seems like, as you said, it seems like the schedule so far has been more of a suggestion than it has been set in stone, with games getting postponed and all that. Has there been any benefit to facing adversity like this, or is it just something you got to get through?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take us long to pivot around here. I mean, we always make a positive out of negative really quickly, and part of that's just part and parcel of the way we've run this entire program, right? I like we've talked about before, I got my first interview pivoted from an in-person interview on Friday the 13th of March 2020 to all of a sudden you're on Skype. I think it was at the time, it was even before Zoom. So we don't really know any different here, unfortunately. We'd like to, in 2022, stop knowing it this way, but building resilience, building passion and perseverance towards performance, a long-term goal, aka being gritty. I mean, our guys are used to it. And just in this fall season, we canceled our scrimmage because of a COVID spike. We didn't go to Shasta 12 hours before the game because they had a fire literally on their campus.
Yeah.
We got through the walk through on the DVC game on Saturday the 2nd on our campus, had to cancel it, give away a home game, go on the road to beat the number 10 team in the state on Monday Night Football. And then now we got this going on. So yeah, we're ready to get locked in here and go to Sac City, host Reedley, go to Modesto, go to Shasta, await our playoff seeding, and then keep rolling. So that's kind of where we're at.
Sounds good. So the loss to Fresno City it was a close game, and so did the loss to Butte. On some level, this team seems to have issues. Yeah, on some level, this team has some issues with closing games out, despite having good performances that would say otherwise. Is there any frustration that would set in, or is it kind of a motivating factor to know how close you are to winning a game?
Well, I think it's always both. I think that the buck stops with me, as I've told you. The ABC game in the spring here at home, the Butte game here in the fall, and the Fresno City game. That's certainly, I'm not a math genius, but I think it takes 39 samples to be statistically significant. So it's in football, you want to be careful about being a little bit jumping to too many conclusions. We have 7-game sample size and 3 of them at home against long-standing successful programs. We were able to basically be winning or tied or close to winning within 2 minutes, under 2 minutes of 3 games, which we then subsequently lost. This one on the last play, literally. So do we have a finishing, is finishing part of our DNA yet? It would appear in 7 games, not yet. Do we emphasize it? Do we practice it? Are we correcting it? Are we looking at, how do we re-emphasize that and make that a bit? Yes. Does it come down to the ability to make plays throughout the course of the game? Absolutely. So you have to be really, really careful about not about not jumping to too many conclusions, because, you know,
Yep.
we also were, I think I just looked at it last night, just under 50% on third and fourth downs. And if we would convert 2 more, you know, that's how it goes in the game on Saturday. So, and obviously we all know on the Butte game, you know, that was a gross error in preparation on my part, and execution on my part, to, you know, kick the ball deep to a guy that's that dangerous. So, yeah, we need to win at the end. Absolutely. And winning means winning means what's important now, you know, and I think that, there are ways that we can and will get better in continuing to practice situational football and have the right guys doing the right things.
Yeah. So just to close this off, talk about Nate a little bit. So Nate seemed to mature and step into his role as a leader of this offense, especially as of late. He's been getting the ball out of the pocket quicker than earlier in the season, and he's been pretty decent about not turning the ball over. What do you think has been the key to his growth and improvement throughout the year so far? And do you think it'll just keep getting better?
I think we'll continue to evolve. I think Nate and Tate in practice have improved throughout the course of the year. Nate has obviously played the last 2 games, other than one play. But I think offensively we're maturing, specifically with Nate, you know, the guy who's been running the offense the last 2 games at quarterback. Certainly that's a good sign that we've gone, you know, I think we're 5-0 takeaway turnover the last 2 games. And certainly, you know, I mean, look, Coleman catches that ball. We're sitting here, right? You know, we're a squib kick away and a Hail Mary defense away, you know, from winning the game on Saturday. And we're saying, okay, listen, we were 5-0 takeaway turnover and beating DVC on the road and Fresno City at home. So again, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We do our statistical analysis. We understand our how we win sheet, and you go down that how we win sheet in terms of creating explosives. Talking about your question about Nate and our offense, explosive plays, and then, you know, you talked about getting the ball out. I mean, we got to do a better job with completion percentage. Now, whether that's the quarterback, whether that's timing, whether that's the receivers, you know, going back to winning at the end sure makes it a whole lot simpler to win at the end if throws that are totally undressed, guys that are totally undressed in coverage, wide open, we dot them every time. So, yeah, we've improved. Certainly Nate's been a nice job of our overall offensive and team improvement as we continue to trend in the right direction. And yeah, I mean, it's not negotiable, Spence. I mean, we need to be at that takeaway turnover, right? It's not unrealistic over the course of time to expect that, and to, you know, like we always say, every once in a while the defense might get a takeaway, meaning the defense we're going against with our offense. Other than that, you know, giveaways and turnovers need to go away. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, kudos to everybody, and certainly Nate's done a nice job the last 2 weeks.
All right, well, that's all the questions I had for you today, Coach. Good luck.
All right, Spence.
Good luck throughout the next week through the tough times that we're going through, but we'll get through them. We'll get through them.
Yeah, we pivoted to academics, nutrition, healing, lifting, placement recruiting. We got guys all across, you know, getting them on unofficial visits. We're really excited.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck for the future. We'll see you whenever the next game comes around.
All right, buddy. Talk to you. Thanks so much. All right, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
Bye-bye.